All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is the Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast. You're in for a treat today because we have some very special friends of ours, Steve and Coco Zimmer from Ohio, whatever that came from. I'm sorry. As you can see, Steve is a closet Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
You guys are in Cincinnati. Is that right, Steve?
We're north of Cincinnati, about an hour and a half north.
He's a Reds fan.
Yes,
and I had to get my St. Louis Cardinals hat on here. So if you're not watching this on video and you're listening to the podcast, we'll probably, have a little bit of red rivalry going on between us. You notice my red on the banner for real estate investing is Cardinal red. It's not Cincinnati red because there's a difference. just so you don't think, Steve, that I'm making the banner and the names here in red in honor of you or your Reds. It's Cardinal red. So I got it. Anyway, man, I remember meeting you guys a while ago, and you're coming out of Ohio. I think you saw me speak at the Cincinnati OREA, or was it the big OREA that they do every year, isn't it?
Yes, that would have been November of 2018.
All right, so November 2018, we started working together. You came to St. Louis, didn't you, for a workshop that we did?
December of 2018.
Yes,
that's right. And so we've been working together ever since. And you guys are just fun. You guys are.
You guys are too.
You're our funnest, probably favorite coaching clients.
I love the way you butter people up.
Even though you're a Reds fan.
You guys are the only coach we ever need.
Well, all right. That's nice. All right. You guys are so much fun to work with. You're in the Cincinnati market. And we've gone from like when we started working with you, we were showing you all this fancy technology stuff and all these things that REI Simple can do. And you're like, we just want to do deals. And so you guys have gone so far in like learning the technology, but also learning what's more important, like talking to sellers and making offers. And so then fast forward a little bit, we just are close to the end of what we're calling a 5 offers a day challenge. And so we're challenging people. It's an accountability coaching group thing that we're doing where we're saying, look, make 100 offers in 1 month, 5 a day, 5 days a week. That's 25 offers a week, 100 offers in a month. And we were very clear at the beginning, like most of you probably aren't going to actually make 100 offers, but that's okay. Even if you just make half of the number of offers, if you can just get your goals on a scorecard and get held accountable by a friend or a spouse or us, you're going to be making progress. And so you guys have taken that seriously. And you're now, because what's the number one rule in real estate? Make offers, make offers, make offers.
I thought you were going to say follow up, follow up, follow up.
Well, that's number 2. But so we also got Gavin here. Gavin, I forgot to say hi to you. How are you, man?
I'm very good, Joe. How you doing?
Nice. Awesome. Good. Real quick, before we start interviewing and talking to Steve and Coco, if you guys are interested in getting some help working with us, just going to give you a quick website here to go check it out. REINetwork.com/coaching, REINetwork.com/coaching. And we'd love to talk to you. And there's an application page there that kind of explains what it is that we do. And if we feel like you're a good fit, we'll get on the phone and talk. All right. So Steve, Coco, let's try not to talk about the Reds on this podcast. We can talk about the Cardinals.
Talk about right now. They're not playing, right?
Yeah. Who cares?
Right. Exactly.
So anyway,
I wore it more out of jest. So anyway,
we're friendly adversaries.
Right.
But how'd you guys get into real estate? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, we had another business for 17, 18 years, and the internet took it over. And we saw it coming. So we just decided to try real estate. And
that was back when the big boom where everybody was doing it.
16. And we struggled for quite a while. We didn't really do anything but spend a lot of money and lose it. So we did our first flip in March of 2017 or 2018. I'm not sure which. They all run together.
17.
And we did a flip, and then I bought a rental property. And on both of them, we lost money because my rental property got broken into when I put a for rent sign out there.
Oh.
And so I had to sell it at a discount. I did collect insurance, but I did lose about, I don't know, $4,000. So, everywhere, it seemed like everything I touched just wasn't good. So,
Learn from your mistakes, though.
And I got sick and tired of the risk factor, to be honest with you. And I wanted a way out of the risk factor. So I started looking into wholesaling. And I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't grasp it at first. It didn't make much sense to me. And I really didn't have anywhere to go. And we went and saw you at OREA, the simple lease options.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like nice houses. Unfortunately, in my markets, today's market, whole lease options have been hard for me because houses are turning and burning every 2, 3, 4 days.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to really work on that as much as I would like, but I think the market's changing in our favor on that aspect.
Yeah.
So I've been wholesaling pretty much ever since.
And Ohio is a great market for wholesaling, isn't it?
Yes and no. And what I mean by yes and no is you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you make your offers and you be patient. And I learned that the hard way.
And just to add, though, I think that's any market. I don't think that's Ohio. I just think that's any market.
Well, then in reality, it's gotten to the point, and I think Coco will agree, that we're in every part of Ohio right now except the northwest corner. We're all over Ohio. We're in Cincinnati. We're in Dayton. We're in Cleveland. We're in other municipalities that are east of Columbus.
Zanesville, Newark.
We just opened up another market on the very east side of the state. And yeah, I mean, we're an hour from Pittsburgh now, as far as our market goes, which means we can creep into Pittsburgh. Just got a house I'm working on in West Virginia accidentally.
Really?
Called me up. I've been working on a house with him in Columbus area, and he asked me about buying his house in West Virginia. The house in Columbus just caught fire Monday. So, but
it's amazing that once you get on the phone, it's amazing how it's the wheels turn and it gets in motion.
Just repeat that. What did you say?
I said it's amazing once you get on the phone how the
phone. Yes.
We actually have wholesalers calling us.
Yeah, people calling us a lot. I mean,
well, look what just happened here. Somebody, and I'm sorry I don't see your name, but it says, Steve, put me in your buyers list in Columbus. So whoever that is, I don't see your name. So go ahead and, well, we're going to give you Steve's email address here in a minute. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that, Steve? Because I know we got a lot of people listening right now in Ohio, and they may have a deal they want to partner with you on. They may be wanted to be added to your buyers list. So your email again was CCB.
yes.
Yeah.
CCB, and it's funny. It stands for Coco's boy. No.
All right. I'll do it. I didn't know we were live. But I thought this was tape.
You both.
This is live. I should have said that, but we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now, and we're going to be republishing this as an audio podcast later.
Okay.
So your email address, if people want to reach you, is ccbpropertysolutions@gmail.com. CCB as in cash buyer, propertysolutions@gmail.com. And so the person who was posting that, their name is Josie May, I believe. But anyways, now you've got your contact info there. So you said something, Steve, about answering the phone, getting on the phone. And that's one thing you're really good at. You're a friendly guy. I love talking to you. You're funny. You're friendly. You're personal. And but that's been really key for you guys, hasn't it? It's just getting on the phone and talking to people. Can we
Right.
talk a little bit about that?
Well, I just get on there, and how I break the ice with them is a lot of them will say, well, what's your offer? And I do this just to find out where they're coming from. And I'll tell them, I'll say, I've got a free coupon for a Subway sub, 12 inches. I said, whatever you want, I'll get on that bad boy, and I can do the house for you. And they start laughing, or they just 9 out of 10 laugh. It's only 1 out of 10 that doesn't, but I break the ice that way. And I'm able to slide right in and have a great conversation with them. So
that is so good.
yeah. So that's because I have coupons on my phone all the time. So I'm not lying. So, but the bottom line is it really breaks the ice with them, and they relax a little bit more, and I'm able to bring out my personality, which is probably offensive to a lot, but they seem to, work with me a lot better that way. So, and my follow-ups, when I have a good conversation with them, my follow-ups are also,
they're going to remember you, right? They're going to remember you're the Subway coupon guy.
Yeah, 99% of my deals are follow-ups. I got one Sunday that was a first timer.
Another key point there. Repeat that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I got one deal that was Sunday. The guy was desperate. I knew he was desperate because he's texting me to make sure I'm going to be there. And I could have got a little bit cheaper, but I didn't. I felt pretty bad for the guy. He's losing over $50,000 on the house. I felt bad for him. But at the same token, I wasn't going to eat half of his $50,000. So, but it's rare that I run into that.
So you said 99% of your deals come from follow-up.
No doubt.
That's amazing.
That's all I do is follow up.
And how do you do your follow-up? It must be really complicated.
REI. He goes through REI. We set the tasks. And
REI simple. There's tasks in there that remind you to follow up with people.
Yeah.
But then actually, how do you follow up? It's got to be super complicated.
Phone call.
Oh, you serious?
Phone call.
Now we are.
Hey, Mary, how you doing? You remember me?
We are. Right now, we're sending these little postcards here too.
Okay.
So every time I send one through REI, I set a task for him to follow up within a week, and then he'll be like, "Hey, we just sent you a postcard in the mail." That kind of thing too.
Nice. So that postcard. How are you sending that postcard?
I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm writing them out myself.
Not writing them out, but just filling in the address.
Yeah,
is what
I love that though.
Yeah, my name is Steve Zimmer. I'd like to buy your property and this is for vacant houses.
Yeah.
If you're interested in selling, please call me or my assistant Coco and then it's got our numbers on there. And then we already have our return, and then we just address them and put the address in.
So every day when that task comes up to follow up, you're just hand addressing or a few different postcards, right? And you just put them every day into the mail.
Yeah.
Well, we do skip trace. Okay. And we get our information from skip trace, and then we just write out the addresses, put them into the REI. Right now, we have our VA, other than making phone calls, we have him doing a lot of cleanup on our REI system.
I'm so glad you talked about that. Now, when you're talking about REI, you're talking about REI Simple.
Yes.
And one of that was really important for you guys, wasn't it? Like I remember telling you guys, you don't need to be the CRM expert. You don't need to be the REI Simple expert. You need to hire somebody to run that and manage it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So has that been helpful for you guys?
Very helpful. Very, very helpful.
Well, I'm not computer literate, so yeah.
I'm trying to be really, really nice, Steve, but like
no, I'm not. It's not that I don't like computers.
I was worried when you were at our workshop. I was like, oh no, Steve, this is bad. Like he was really struggling.
I have no interest in computers.
They don't like him either, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you turn this stupid thing on?
That's just me. I mean, if anybody, Coco will tell you.
It's your personality.
When my computer, I always have issues. Coco's got to come over and straighten me out. So,
Well, you guys are a perfect team together. You guys are hilarious. And you're one of the funnest coaching clients that I've ever had to just help. And you're always just so you understand it's really, really simple business. It's not that complicated.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science. You just get on the phone and you talk to people. And Steve, you've said this before, you get a lot of no's. How do you deal with the rejection? Is that something that affects you, or do you just get used to it?
Well, I'm married to Coco, so I've learned over the years that just kidding. I've dealt with people all my life, so
there was at one point there was a lot of call reluctance.
I've got to go to Florida in the winter because in the wintertime here, I can't take it. I get so depressed every now and then.
Yeah.
There's no sunshine. So I've got to start going to Florida next winter for a few months at a time and just work from Florida. And that's the beauty of it. I'm knowing how I can work from Florida.
And you can do these deals virtually. Do you go see all these homes?
Huh?
Do you go see these homes right now?
No, I haven't seen any of the 4 I just closed on. No. I love that. The COVID-19's done nothing different to my lifestyle, other than wearing a mask at the store.
And grateful that we don't have it.
Yeah.
And grateful that,
But no, I've got people that love doing what I have them do, and they do it. I've got a realtor that says, send me, all the work you can. I love doing this better than selling $180,000 homes.
Really?
And this guy is phenomenal. He is phenomenal, and he does everything for me. And he loves doing it. And I love that. And he's not greedy.
And you pay him to do this work for you. You pay him to do the work for you.
Yeah. And when I tell him how much I owe him, I always say, now that's not taking out my fees. Let me add in my fees. And he'll say, oh, your damn fees or your darn fees. And I'm just kidding him. But I love this guy. I love this guy. And I think Coco hooked him up with me.
What are some of the things you have your realtor do for you?
Huh?
What are some of the things you have your realtor do for you?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. He gets pictures.
Puts lockbox on the house, shows the house.
I had a couple junk houses the other day, and I said, where do I need to be on this? He gives me the numbers.
Really?
He said, yeah. He goes, this is where you need to be. I said, that's a little bit higher than I thought. He goes, no, we can get rid of this bad boy at that number. He came back 2 days later and bought that property.
The realtor did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
He said, this is a great deal. He goes, I was showing it to everybody, and they said, if it's such a great deal, why don't you buy it? And he goes, I started thinking, yeah, you're right. So he bought the property at the price that he told me he would sell it at.
And you still made a fee on it.
Mm-hmm.
The wholesale fee.
$16,000.
16 grand.
That's awesome.
I love it. By the way, where do the Reds do spring training? Is it in Arizona or Florida?
Arizona.
So you could go there if you wanted to next spring, maybe.
Well, yeah, but I like water too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to the Cardinals spring training in Jupiter.
I would do that. We went and saw Philadelphia spring training in Clearwater.
Okay.
So not that I care about Philly, but hey, it was baseball in March.
I love it. It's I got to ask you though, how are you dealing with not being able to watch baseball right now, or are you handling it okay? Is it?
I think you're getting more work done.
Yeah,
more work done. Yeah.
No, it doesn't bother me. I've got I listen to a lot of podcasts now instead of watch TV on that stuff. So I listen to Wellbaum and Kornheiser on PTI, and there's a baseball podcast show that I listen to, and it's not. I get enough of my sports. I've gotten to the point where I'll just listen on radio instead of actually watch it.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it that much because I got things to do, and plus, it's a game.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, somebody here, Curtis, says, Steve, you work to your strengths. Phone conversations. That's awesome. That's really important.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis. It's about the only thing I got going for me, Curtis.
I want to talk about that though as well. Like it did take some to go on that virtual side over the time that we've been working together. You know that you can hold a conversation, right? Which is great. You're halfway there, but we've done a lot of work in terms of the phone on a virtual level to get a head round you not going out to the properties over the year or year and a half or two or whatever we've been working together. Talk about that in terms of what it was like at the start, the things that we've worked on to get you better and more confident in terms of position and things like that.
Well, a couple things. Number one, I've always been a hands-on guy. And what I mean by that is I'm always involved in it and I'm always doing it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
There for a while, you were going to houses.
I was going to houses for quite a while because I didn't trust myself, if that makes sense, to make an offer over the phone. I did not trust myself whatsoever. So then after I met you guys, the first thing we did was we hooked up with finding others to work with us in the market. And
it took a leap of faith.
It did. It took a leap of faith. But I did go look at 4 of them that I bought last year. And those were the only 4 I looked at the whole time. I just wanted to see what the heck we contracted. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But I think it's important for listeners to go, well, I'm not like Steve. But my point is that I know that we had difficulties at the start.
Yeah.
It's through that you've come on. It's not like you just had this gift and you were just locking deals up from day one. No, we had to work a lot on the mindset on you and the installing belief that you can do this virtual and you are good enough to lock deals up. You know, with the sales cycle of being on the phone, I think that's important for people to grasp, because a lot of listeners so far are just thinking, well, Steve's just got it and that's why Steve can do it. And it's like, well, no, you've worked hard.
Yeah. And a lot of your coaching, a lot of your talking, I mean, a lot of phone conversations that we had, you would be like, well, this isn't working, Steve, try this. Or, it's okay for, like you told me, it's okay, Coco, that if the guy, wants to hold the contract and it's in closing, you don't need the paperwork. It's okay. I mean, there's a lot of conversations that we had where we were struggling with looking at the houses and, letting go of that control. Yes.
Trusting others.
And it was a lot of faith in you guys, I think, because you've been there, you've done it, the ins and outs of it. And so it was a lot of relying on you and a lot of faith in you and doing what you guys said.
And we've had our struggles.
You didn't let us fall.
Yeah.
You never let us fall. We reached out to you for this, that, or the other, whatever it was. You were right there for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. And I think we just did a great video, guys. If you go to my YouTube channel, Gavin Timms, look for Steve. We did a role play. And you were even like nervous about, I don't think I'm doing this. And you absolutely nailed it. You actually offered me an owner finance offer, right? And we didn't plan anything. So you should check that out. But you can see I wish I had a video, and I probably do, a recording from like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago to now. Like the difference is just unbelievable. You probably don't see it, but we do massively. So
I'm a lot better looking. I've that's sure.
And to be fair, Coco, it's that, and credit to you, because you're the one that keeps the ship going, right? Absolutely. She's the backbone that keeps you in check, right? Because you do get down on yourself. You don't always make your calls like you're supposed to. And, when we have conversations, she's the one making sure that the offers are going out, that you're following up, you're doing the things, right, that you're supposed to be doing. And that's fine, because that was part of the plan that we put in place, right? Because you do need somewhat controlling and focus, because you can be like all over the place. So Coco does a great job in channeling and to allow you to use the skill that you have to get deals done. So I think you're a great team for sure.
Yeah, I think so. We've worked together for over 20 years out of our own home, if you can believe that, and we're still married. And we are opposites as far as what our best asset is. And she's great on detail. She's great on computers, paperwork, and such like that. And about the only thing I'm good at doing is talking to people.
Hey, that's the biggest.
The money.
And there's times I blow that.
But you know what, though? He's really good with figures, too.
Yeah, I'm good with numbers. I can sit there and do numbers in my head and be right there.
That scorecard, I love that scorecard. Whoever came up with that's awesome, because that really puts into place our numbers.
Yeah.
Is that the new Google one?
The one, let me see. I have it here somewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So
This one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do it by by pen and paper then?
Yeah, I sit down. I miss a lot. I'll be sitting down when I make a phone call. I make a line, and then I got talked, and I make a line, and then I've got offers, and I make a line, and I just I add them up every week.
The scorecard helps keep track of those numbers, and it shows you the importance of your numbers.
Absolutely.
It shows you where you're. Yeah, it's definitely.
It's like, okay, well, I didn't make enough calls here, so I need to do this now next week.
And now we gotta work on getting. The next thing we have to work on is getting others to do everything else for us. And what I mean by that is making sure things went to title, make sure everything is lined up instead of us doing it.
Have you ever considered hiring a virtual closing transaction coordinator?
Well, that's a lot of words.
Yeah, that's a lot of words, Joe.
Virtual closing transaction coordinator.
Yeah, or just a transaction coordinator.
Yeah.
Transaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally about 150 to probably $300
per deal.
Per closing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can.
Well, I'll send you some links. There's some companies that do it virtually. There may be somebody there in the local RIAs, real estate clubs there, that can do that for you. And you just
I would like that, because today we had to come up with an addendum because we lowered prices on 2 of them, and
you need to get a virtual closing coordinator or a transactional coordinator. All they do is it's not all they do. It's a lot of work, but they're good at it, right? They make sure that they understand what has to be at closing. They coordinate with the buyer, with the seller, with the investor. They make sure that all these things are turned in. They stay on top of the title company to make sure you have everything that you need. What else do you need? How are we doing? We're still scheduled to close in a week from now, and they just handle all of that stuff, which allows you then to focus on your strengths.
I would love that. Because I would love that. Definitely.
Right now off the top of my head, I can't think of them, but there's 2 websites I know that do it nationally.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send those to you, but also be thinking about somebody in your local RIA that they just want some extra work. Maybe it's a realtor. It can be a realtor. It can be somebody who's worked at a title company before. And it's really helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So what kind of marketing are you guys doing right now? How are you getting your leads?
Skip trace.
REI simple.
Skip tracing on different cities with different venues, mail, phone calls, emails, and text messages.
All right. So you're pulling lists of absentee owners?
Yes.
Absentee owners vacant more than 10 years.
Vacants more than 10 years. And you're just skip tracing them?
Yes.
And they have downloaded the REI simple.
Okay.
Letters, VA is emailing them, SMS.
Are your VAs doing some of that marketing for you?
They're doing email blast and texting.
Okay.
SMS. Yeah, email blast and SMS.
Yeah.
And cold calling, right?
Cold calling.
And cold calling, yes. And I'm also cold calling as well, because we've got a ton of leads to go through. And we're adding more cities. So basically, eventually I want to hire 2 people to start making phone calls when we really expand, because I would like going into Pittsburgh. West Virginia, I don't see much there. I just, but Pittsburgh I would like to go into. That's where the Cuckoo originally grew up. And maybe expand our marketplace. I've been thinking about different cities, maybe someplace where I would like to move to or stay at in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, build up a foundation somewhere else.
Is
So
it Pittsburgh? Because I'm from here.
because you're from there, yeah, you grew up there for a few years anyway. So,
all right. So I found a one of the companies that does the transactional coordinators.
mhm.
It's onlineclosingteam.com. Onlineclosingteam.com.
Okay.
Now, they help a lot of realtors so realtors use them to kind of coordinate the closings and stuff like that. But they also work with investors.
Okay.
Okay.
And you say it's a national company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. I had a list of about 3 or 4 different websites. 1 or 2 of them don't work anymore. The other 2 or 3 redirected to the same company. So I'm wondering, I think they might have purchased or bought other companies that did this, but this is the main one, it looks like. Onlineclosingteam.com. Yeah, this is it. I recognize some of the names of the ladies, mostly ladies that work there. And yeah, they work a lot with the realtors, but also, again, with investors. I would definitely check them out. And if they're national, and if they don't work out for you or whatever, I'm sure there are people, if you just ask around in Cincinnati, that can help you.
Okay.
Good. So
we're just now getting into Cincinnati. We've actually been east.
Okay.
So we have not, we're just now getting into Cincinnati.
Yep. Cool. So we're getting a lot of questions in here. Is REI Simple similar to REI Blackbook? No, completely different. REI Blackbook is a good tool. REI Simple is something that I white labeled from Freedom Soft and customized it for our types of deals. And, but they're completely different. Completely different. I personally like REI Simple a lot better, but REI Blackbook is still good. It's really good. Somebody was just saying hello. I wish I could, for some reason, StreamYard is not letting me see the names. Somebody's asking, do you have one VA now?
Yes.
Okay. And they mainly do what for you again?
Right now he does everything for us. He does our email blast, takes care of REI Simple, SMS texting, and cold calling.
So that's cool. So when you talk to a seller, who updates the seller lead in REI Simple with your notes and what's the next thing that we have to do, and how are you getting that to the VA to update?
Oh, I just put his name on there.
So what do you mean by that?
I assign him a task.
Okay.
And he goes, and the first thing he does every morning is look at his tasks. So for example, let's say he leaves at 3 o'clock and I've got 3 offers after 3 o'clock to get out. So what I'll do is I'll write down my numbers on a piece of paper, take a picture, click it to him, and I'll send that on Voxer.
Yeah.
And he'll get that first thing in the morning. Well, let's say I've got a seller who's actually a buyer, but we have him down as a seller. So what I'll do in my REI is I'll go in there and assign him a task. Hey, Joel, change this guy to a seller. Here's his information. I'll put that in the comments. And then Joel does that. So the first thing he does is his admin work. And then he goes on from there. He takes care of what we need taken care of right away.
And so you'll also Voxer with them back and forth with the Voxer.
We Voxer with him. And we have a lot of Zoom calls with him. There for a while, we were doing 10 minutes a day with him in the morning, first thing, just going over ideas. How are you doing? Is there anything you need? And so on and so forth. Because he's been locked in his house as well.
Yeah.
With COVID. And in fact, I guess they're worse off than we are from what I'm reading. But anyway, as far as their quarantine. But he's very easy to work with, very easy to talk to. And he goes on the training every Thursday. We pay him to go to training every Thursday at 11.
So this is your VA in the Philippines, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And what's really cool is he was on there 2 weeks ago all by himself with Rod.
Mm-hmm.
So he really got to drill Rod for a good hour.
This is so good. What Steve and Coco are talking about is Gavin and I do something that's really special, I think, in the industry where we do weekly trainings for the VAs. So your VAs get on the training with our main REI Simple VA. And this guy is a master. He's really, really good. But we do these coaching calls where you can get on them if you want, but they're mainly for the VAs to learn REI Simple, or how can I do this better? What's another way that we can do this? It's really, really fantastic.
Yeah, that's why he's cleaning up our REI, because he had that one-on-one with Rod a couple of weeks ago.
Excellent.
And so Rod took him through everything.
Yeah, and that's huge because no one else is doing that. And that's one of the biggest benefits for you guys is if you can have someone to handle that, it allows you then, again, to focus on making money, being on the phone, getting your offers out.
When you came up with that, that was like major change, because we weren't having to tell him you got to do this or make a video or that kind of thing, because he asked Rod.
You always got to be thinking outside the box to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah. So, well, we love the guy, and what's so cool is, like, we're going to send him bonuses here after we close on these next 4. We send him bonuses on every deal, and it really feels good to send him money because he needs it.
Yeah.
I agree. The family, so yeah.
So, yeah. I guess I should just give him a raise, huh, Gavin?
No, I think it's good to keep him on the toes, because that big ink, when you send that, that's going to impact him more than they see it as a raise. Sometimes the chunk money is when they can actually get ahead and get things done, and it goes a long way. So no, I think that's great. It's good that you're in the position that you can do that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just texted Whitney a message that I want to send Rod a bonus as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Boy, I don't know what else to ask you guys.
Well, what we plan on doing, I think the market's changing to the fact that the reports I've been reading, 30 to 40%, they're expecting they expect a decrease of 30 to 40% of house sales. This is what the so-called experts are saying. Do I believe them? Yeah, who knows? Right now, the market's doing very well. I think this is going to be a great next couple of years for lease options. I really, really do. And I've got a few offers out there. In fact, I just got off the phone with somebody right before we hooked up with you guys today. And he's got 2 houses of his father's. And these are nice properties. These are like, in Ohio, $250,000, $300,000 properties, great location, blah, blah, blah. And the kid likes him. His dad's now in a nursing home, and they got to decide what to do with dad's properties. And this guy likes him, and he's going to share him with his other family members. But I told him, I said, Tim, I said, if you sell it on the market, I said, you don't know how long it's going to sit out there. You're going to have to pay the realtor. I said, you don't have to pay me nothing. And I sent him all that good stuff, and he's excited about it. And I've got a few others. I got a guy from California. Same scenario. I'm getting a lot of, can we wait till COVID's over? Because I'm working on a very large deal in Zanesville. It's a big deal. I'm excited if I can get it. But they want me to wait until COVID is quote unquote over.
Sure. And
I told him, I said, well, you got a couple of years, and because that's what they're saying. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's real. It is a key thing to that, right? Because we get the same thing, but you need to know why. Why do they want to wait?
In this case, because the husband's real sick and they don't want to meet up with me. Okay. And I told her, I said, well, we can stand far away. I said, I don't even want to go in your house. I said, we can talk outside. And but I'm just, they're older. They're 89 and 82. So you guys show them a little bit of respect, what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's my mom's age. I don't want to think I'm taking them for a ride per se.
Yeah.
So I got to give them a lot of respect. But they've been really cool with me. They know I'm there. They know where I'm at. And but if I can pop this bad boy, it's going to be a doozy. So I've been working on it for 5 months. I cannot believe that.
5 months. Wow.
I've never been that patient before in my life.
That's how you're going to get them, especially the big ones.
Well, this has been so good, Steve. Somebody here is saying, Steve, It's like they're talking to me. I'm computer challenged as well. Guess I need coaching too if they help set up REI Simple. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that. And you guys, again, if you are interested in getting some help, getting some coaching, go check out this website, reinetwork.com/coaching, reinetwork.com/coaching. And if you want to email Steve and Coco, here's the email on the screen right there. CCB for Coco's boy, propertysolutions@gmail.com. CCB propertysolutions@gmail.com.
I like cash buyer better. CCB.
Cash buyer.
Yeah, I like that one better.
Cool. And we're getting a lot of comments in here right now. And this one person said, I know this is going to be real small and we lost you guys. He says, I literally just looked at a house now. In fact, I left the house as we speak and it'll be a good lease option. She wants money up front, but she asked a question that I didn't have the answer to. She asked that if she was to pass while we are in terms, what happened to the house? Oh, that's interesting. So if the seller said, if I die, what's going to happen during the lease option? Well, just real quick, you can have what's called a limited power of attorney that you can have this. You need an attorney to help you with this, but you always file a memorandum of option. You make sure that your lease option contract with the seller is survivable to the heirs, which is standard language in the contract. And number three, there's a limited power of attorney that I have in my course that you could have them sign. So that's one way to get around it. Somebody else is asking here, what is a good amount of money to be able to spend on marketing on a monthly basis when getting started? Steve, Coco, do you want to answer that? Like, what's a good budget for somebody getting started?
We do it for less than $1,000 a month.
Nice.
And
at first, I mean, you know, like I said, I send out those postcards.
That's our biggest expense.
Yeah, that is our biggest. And that's like what, maybe 5, no more.
Yeah.
I think that's good though. The point is that you don't need a big marketing budget to make money.
Right. No, you don't.
Right? And I stick by this, it's profit. You know, it's all about profit. You have to be profitable. You run a very profitable business like we do. And that's the point. It's all about how much you're putting in your pocket.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if that included the cost of the VA, but hell, he's not expensive.
No, not expensive at all.
Cool. Gavin, anything you wanted to say?
Cheaper than childcare.
Cheaper than childcare.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think it's a pleasure. I appreciate you getting on. It's a pleasure working with you. I guess if anyone's thinking about, you know, working with us, I mean, what do you think? And we haven't obviously spoke about this, but I just want to throw that out there. I mean, what do you think? How's it been working with us over the last couple of years now, nearly?
You guys are on top of it. I mean, you're back. You get back with us within an hour.
Gavin, you get back really quick.
Yeah, you do.
Joe, you do. You know, but
You kind of do.
No, you both have been nothing but over the top. And I do mean that.
You're upfront. You're honest. Everything that you said in the agreement, you promised, you delivered. I mean, as far as, you know, we've, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I think we've had 3 or 4 mentor type people before you guys, and you guys have been the utmost best of all of them. I just
that we felt comfortable with.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's yeah.
We appreciate you guys as well. You guys have been fun to work with. REINetwork.com/coaching, REINetwork.com/coaching. Steve, any last words about the Cincinnati Reds?
No, this year's a wash. Let's face it. You know, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I just got
somebody here from Chicago, and they said, "Where did?"
Oh, I love the Cubbies.
You love the Cubs?
I love Wrigley Field. I love Wrigley Field.
There, thank you from Todd in Chicago.
Yeah, I love Wrigley Field. One of the best places I've ever seen a game in my life. Great atmosphere. People were fantastic. I mean, it was just freaking awesome.
I had a friend, air quotes, who sent me a Chicago Cubs banner. You know, like those triangle banners, you know? So if anybody's interested, you go to my Facebook profile go to my Facebook page, and I have a picture of the banner, 2 pictures, one on my table and the other one where it's all crumpled up in a trash can.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, it's not, because I know this guy. He's just
Well, the Cubbies and Cardinals hate each other. I mean, there's no doubt about it as I stuff my mouth. But no, you guys have been nothing but upfront, honest. Joe is the technical man, and Gavin is the
talking.
Hey, this is what you got to do. So you got both sides of the coin with
Yeah,
you
you guys compliment each other too.
You would make a great husband and wife team.
all right. We should end this right now. Todd Dudley says here, thank you to everyone that's been tremendously helpful. That's awesome.
If you're looking for a coach, Gavin and Joe.
Go White Sox. Oh my gosh.
Somebody's saying here, how do we work with you guys on deals? Real simple. Again, go to reinetwork.com/coaching. Thanks a lot, Stephen, Coco.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Go Cardinals.
Bye.
Bye-bye.